Yo, what's up? So, today is June 4th, 2024, and I don't have a lot to talk about, but I have a few things. So, my half brother was recently visiting. He was here for close to 2 weeks. We didn't intend on him staying for that long, but he's been trying to get a different line of work going for himself. It took longer than expected to get it off the ground. He was laid off from his previous job quite a while ago, and it's been difficult for him to find work elsewhere. This was the first time in a long while that I've spent a significant amount of time with him. Usually he visits for about a few days, uh, every once or twice a year. I mean, during COVID, we didn't see him for close to 3 years. The last time he had visited was sometime in 2019, and then the pandemic happened early 2020, and he didn't visit until like say around the end of summer of 2022. So yeah, close to 3 years. Um, he lives in Colorado, and me and my parents are here in Ontario, Canada. He's lived there for like 20 years, something like that. When it comes to me and my family, um, I've always been in a strange position. Uh, my parents had me pretty late. My mom was in her mid 40s when she had me. I'm going to be 25 next month, and it's not common to have a mom who is reaching 70, a dad who is 62. It's not common to have siblings who are double your age. By the time I was born, my older half sister was 19. My half brother, he's 17 years older than me. My half sister, my younger half sister, 15 years older. Like, for as long as I've known them, they were well into adulthood. You know, like they were already getting married by the time I was like 5 or 6. They they've never truly felt like siblings. You know, if that makes any sense. They were all born to a different dad. I never met him because he passed away long before I was born. And my mom met my dad, and they had a kid. But unfortunately, she passed away at a young age due to leukemia. So I never met her. They decided to give it one last shot. So they had me, and here I am. So when it comes to my half brother specifically, he couldn't be more different. Like he is 42. He was always kind of like a thrill seeker, very bold, extroverted. Um, he's a very overbearing, invasive person. He's always up in your business, wanting to know what you're doing. Once he latches onto something, he will not let go. And I had like very little time to myself because every time I would leave the room, he would ask me where I was going or what I was doing. He is a very judgmental person, very judgmental. Um, and not to mention, in terms of his politics, extremely bigoted. And that goes for my entire family, but especially himself, when he is very outspokenly uh, bigoted, racist, homophobic, you name it. Like we would be out in public, and he would just be like saying the N word, just while there are other people around, calling people faggots. And it's like, dude, what the hell are you doing, man? Like, he doesn't care. He doesn't care. Um, and it really just kind of surprised me. Um, it was like, whoa, like it was pretty shocking just how like white supremacist he is. And it comes to no surprise that he's a huge Trump supporter. And there was one situation that took place that really just rubbed me the wrong way. So basically, what happened was I brought my PS5 down to the living room. So I thought we could play some games. That didn't happen. Like he wasn't really interested in that. But yeah, I turned it on and was scrolling through my library of games, and he suddenly asks a question. What's with all this anime crap? Like what anime crap? Like I have games on my PS5 that are that are from Japan. I've never been like an anime watcher to any meaningful degree. Even if I was, so what, right? But he started to interrogate me about stuff that I used to do when I was 15. So you had this anime girl as your desktop wallpaper. What was that about? Like I don't know. I don't remember. I don't even remember it. Like I was very young. So you thought she was like sexy. You thought she was like hot. It was very weird. Like okay, yeah, I was like 13, 14. Like I don't remember that. You do. I don't. I shouldn't remember that. So then he comes over. I'm sitting on the couch, right? Sits across from me, and he then pulls up a video that I uploaded to my very old YouTube channel, and it was an AMV. If you don't know what that is, it's an anime music video. It was like a Valentine's Day themed AMV, and I pulled a bunch of animated GIF files off of Google and just crammed them all into one uh, video. It was poorly made. Like it wasn't like good by any means, but he put me on the spot and he held his phone over, faced it towards me with that video playing. Like, what's this? And yeah, he was just giving me this whole, this life conversation. Like, I was 15 when I made that. It does not reflect who I am now. I'm a about to be 25-year-old grown ass man, and here you are bringing up shit that happened years and years ago as if it happened yesterday, as if it somehow reflects who I am now. It doesn't. But again, this is the thing with him. This is why I hate being around him for longer than just a couple of days because just how fucking overbearing he is, how invasive he is. Once he latches onto something, he will not let go. He will just interrogate you. He'll get all up in your business, ask you all these questions, constantly listen to what you're doing, what you're up to. I don't know why he's like that. I really don't. I had made the mistake a couple of years back of when he was visiting for the first time um, since COVID had happened. I made the mistake of opening up to him and sharing some vulnerable details about my just some of the situations that I'd been through. And confiding in him, I thought I would be able to receive some life advice from him because I know he's been through quite a bit. He's much older, and he gave me some decent advice here and there, but a lot of it was used against me later on, and to this very day, he'll still bring it up. And those were some pretty painful conversations. So anyway, I don't want to go on and on, but look, I don't hold any resentment. Despite everything I'm saying here, like at the end of the day, he's still family, and I appreciate him. I love him as a family member, but yeah, there are certain traits about him that really are hard to deal with at times. I wish he wasn't that way, but he is.